Hi, this is a movie to show you the techniques for completing a test in SIMnet. So I'm currently at Blackboard and I'm looking at the material for the Windows test. And the first thing that you need to recognize is that the tests in this class are not in Blackboard, but they're in SIMnet. So you would always go to SIMnet through Blackboard to get your tests. So let's just look at what we need to do. The tests are timed for 1 hour and 50 minutes. That timing is while you are actively inside the SIMnet test. If you save and exit, the clock stops. So it's only while you're actively taking your test. So the strategies are, so the first thing is I highly recommend that you go through the practice tests that are in SIMnet that correlate to the test that you're going to take. For the most part, that will mirror the tests that you're going to take. The other thing is to use the study guides that are provided. They're always in the chapter material, the first chapter's material folder, but I also am repeating it here, so you could click on this link and there's a study guide. Use that to look at the concepts for that chapter. If there's something on the study guide you're not comfortable with, look in the book, either your ebook or your paper book, and find the topic, make a note of it. While you're taking the test, skip a question you don't know immediately, or let's say you get it wrong the first time and you're not sure what you did wrong. You can skip that question and SIMnet will present it at the end when you've answered all the other questions. You can save and exit out of the SIMnet test without losing your work. Make sure that you save but you don't submit if you're not done with the test. So you have 3 attempts at every question and 1 attempt at the test. And finally, it is recommended that you use Chrome to take the test. So I'm going to come over here to SIMnet. It's going to take a second here to load. So I am now in the SIMnet class. Of course, yours would say something different up here. Yours would have your instructor's name. So this first tile is the ebook and the Let Me Tries. Then you want to find the tile that says File Management Test. We're going to click on that. So I clicked on that assignment and it takes me to the Windows test. Now these dates that are here would be different for you because you know, it would be a different semester. So I'm going to begin this. So right here it's telling you you have 30 questions. You can take the test 1 time. You have 110 minutes. You haven't started it. So I'm going to begin by clicking on the Take Exam. It's going to load the question. And I just want to show you a few things. So I'm going to do Start Exam. And here's the first question. Zip the contents of the marketing folder. So I'm on marketing. I'm going to right click. Send to zipped folder. I got that one correct. I'm going to say OK. It's going to take me to question 2 of 30. Launch Microsoft Word from the Start menu. So let's say I'm going to do that. It'll be a hard one for me to mess up. Let me get to a question. Create a new blank file. Okay. File, new, and let's say I pick something here. I got that incorrect. All right, so on that question, I now have 2 of 3 attempts. So I want to show you here. So let's say I'm not sure how to do that. I can use these arrows to move off of the question. It'll scoot to the next question. Opening the settings window and select the category you would use to change. So settings, and I got that correct. All right, so let's say at this point I have to stop taking the test. I have something else I have to do. You would want to use this X right here. Don't do the back. Don't close out of your tab. You need to gracefully exit and perform the housekeeping that the system needs. So I'm going to click on this X and I'm going to say save progress. If I click end exam, then it's submitting it and I'm not going to do very well. So I'm going to say save progress, save exam. So now when I come back into this, it's going to have status of saved, right? I can now, let's say I went away, I came back, I'm going to finish on the test, take the exam. It's going to load it. Start the exam, even though it says start. Now, it took me to that one that I skipped. So I want you to look at these buttons right here. If you click on that, it shows you every one of the questions. And it shows that I have gotten 3 correct and that I have 1 that I don't have correct. But look, I still have 2 of 3 attempts. But let's say I'm still not sure how to do that one. I can click on the next one and say load question. Click the navigation pane. All right. Okay, now I remember how to do this. It came to me. So I'm going to click on this. I can come back here, load that question where I have 2 of 3, file, new, blank. Okay, I got that right. So now if I look at this, you'll see I have all of my questions right. I don't have these questions answered yet. So you can use this window to pick the question that you want to go to. You can use the arrows to move through the questions, skip a question. Here I'll tell you how many attempts you have of this question. This will tell you how much time is left. Notice it's ticking because I'm in it. The minute I would save and exit, this clock would stop. And when I come back in, it would be at that same time. So I'm going to go ahead and end the exam. I'm going to end it. And so I didn't do very well. I only got 5 of 30, right? So you want to make really, really sure that you're done with all your questions, that you have all the green checks, and that any red X, you have no points left. Okay, no attempts at it, right? Because you want to use your 3 attempts. All right, that is a little preview of how to take the test. The score would automatically be sent to your Blackboard. Also, if you save your work and don't finish it, that temporary score gets sent. So don't freak out if you see in Blackboard that you only got a 10 out of the test because you haven't finished it yet. So every time you do that work, SIMnet is sending it to Blackboard. And that's for all of your assignments. So as you finish assignments, those adjusted grades get sent to Blackboard. But let's say you save that test and you never get back to finishing it and you got 70% of it done. You still want those 70 points, right? So that's sent, right? But understand, if you go back and you update and you finish, then the new score is sent. All right, guys, good luck.